Can y'all hear that? Like, I swear that is the sound of a hurricane. But anyway, guys, in this video, I want to share something that I discovered. I invested $5 a day for a year, and something truly amazing happened. And I was brand new to investing when I started doing this. And I just wanted to kind of like share this with you guys. But before I even get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, please do your boy a favor, drop a quick like for the video. Also subscribe to the channel if you're into investing, building wealth, and improving your financial situation through financial literacy, financial education, and building passive streams of income, side hustles, as well as financial freedom. But guys, it is amazing. I was literally reading so many books, and I started reading like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard of some of these books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I literally studied the habits of millionaires for years, guys. I'm not kidding. And so I started off reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that book single-handedly changed my financial trajectory. And Robert Kiyosaki, he didn't give a step-by-step follow these steps and you'll become a millionaire plan. It wasn't anything like that. In fact, I wish he did, because I kept buying more and more of his books, kind of hoping that at some point he would drop that nugget that really explained how to win at this game called life, how to win financially, and how to become a millionaire. But it was a stepping stone. And what I ended up doing was I read so many different books. The Millionaire Next Door, I think that was written by Stanley Danko. I've read, what is it? The 4-Hour Work Week by, I forget his name. There's so many different books I've read. I've read hundreds of books, and I continue to read and educate myself. But one of the interesting things was when I first started doing this, I didn't have any money. In fact, I was so broke, I would go to the bookstores every single day and stay and hang out in the bookstores for like 3, 4, 5 hours and just read. Why? Because I couldn't afford the books that I was reading. And so I literally just went to the bookstore and hung out. So whereas most of my friends were kind of hanging out at the malls, I was actually at the mall, but I was in the bookstore. So they'd be walking around and stuff like that. And I'd just be hanging out in the bookstore. And no one wanted to do it with me because it was boring. For them. For me, it was free entertainment, which paid off in spades. So I started investing $5 a day. And I did it for a whole year. And it changed my entire life by doing this. Beyond the compound interest, beyond the clear benefits of investing $5 a day, I have something really, really special to share with you, because this is something that I wish I had known, but it took time. It took me doing it. It took the personal experience that I'm going to share with you guys to fully understand the magnitude of investing $5 a day and what it will do for you, what it can do for you, not what it will do for you, what it can do for you, because I can't guarantee your outcome. But I can guarantee that if you don't try, nothing will happen. Now, you might think that most millionaires are celebrities or technology, like entrepreneurs like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. But, you know, as many of the wealthiest people, you know, here in the United States, 20 million people in the United States as of 2023 are millionaires, but they're regular people like me and you. Like, get that, like, I don't want to say get it into your head because it kind of sounds rude, but like fully understand what I'm saying here. Fully understand. Let me go. I'm gonna go have a seat. I want you guys to fully understand what I'm saying here. Like, when you understand the magnitude of what I'm saying about how many millionaires there are here in this country, it's just wild. It's wild. And so think about it like this. hang on one second. Let me just put this down. And so first of all, what that means is that if there's like, what's there, a little under 400 million people here in the United States. And if we have that many millionaires, 20 million millionaires in the United States, that means that there's a crap load of money out there. And it's up to you to figure out how to go get it. And it means that 20 million people have figured out how to do it. So there's no reason why you can't be the 20 million and one person to become that next millionaire. And investing $5 a day definitely helped me figure that out. And I'm going to share with you guys some tips to help you along your journey. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, please drop a like for the video. Also subscribe to the channel. And let's talk about this for a second, right? So the first thing we got to do is we got to figure out what are we trying to do here, right? And me, I realized that I work well with a plan. If I don't have a plan, I'm thirsty. If I don't have a plan, then I don't really know what to do. And I end up just kind of like walking around aimlessly without a real objective. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a wealth building plan. So that's step number one. And I wish Robert Kiyosaki had just kind of gave me a few steps, couple pointers. Not like he wrote that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, specifically for me. But it would have been nice if he had a few steps, right? So having a wealth building plan is literally vital to making sure your financial freedom is actually obtained, right? An effective wealth building plan calculates liabilities and assets. And by doing that, you will determine what your net worth is. All right. So and then you modify it as you go through life. Right. And some of the things you definitely want to consider in your wealth building plan is investments. What kind of investments are you going to make? Stock market investments, individual stocks, index funds, ETFs. What's the Fed going to do? Is the Federal Reserve going to impact your investments? And chances are the Federal Reserve's decisions will impact your investments. They will impact mortgage rates and interest rates. But this is why we diversify, right? And it's not just stocks, ETFs, index funds, and mutual funds and things like that. You've got CDs, certificates of deposits, you got bonds. You also have cryptocurrency. And one of my personal favorites is investing in yourself. Investing in yourself means investing in your education, investing in experiences, investing in businesses, small businesses, online businesses, the types of businesses that could potentially run themselves, service-oriented businesses. Did you guys know that service-oriented businesses are some of the most profitable businesses, hands down? Why? Well, simple fact of the matter is that the margins are better. And they're even better when you sell digital products or you sell information. We'll get into that in a future video. But when we had to shut down, the businesses that remained profitable were the businesses that didn't need to wait for cargo ships to get their inventory across the seas. They weren't waiting for trucks to deliver anything. They never ran low on inventory. So having a business is very, very important. In fact, having a business is not a requirement to becoming a millionaire, but it is a common theme among millionaires. In fact, most millionaires have at least 3 streams of income. Many millionaires have 7 or more streams of income. So we're going to get into that. Insurance. Got to protect what you have. I mean, you don't want to drop your phone and crack the screen on a $2,000 phone, do you? You get insurance for it. Or you get a really good case. But anyway, either way, it's kind of like you're insuring against the unexpected. So you want to make sure you have good insurance, good life insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, taxes. You want to build a good team. And among the people in your team should be a good tax person, CPA. Because most people don't realize how much money they're giving away every single year to Uncle Sam. I swear. But millionaires realize that. They realized that it is a better usage of money to invest in a team of professionals, including a CPA. Because think about it like this. If you were to pay a CPA, let's say you pay a CPA $3,000, right? And I pay mine way more than that every single year. But let's just say you pay a CPA $3,000, right? Most people go and get their taxes done. They might go to H&R Block. They might go to Jackson Hewitt or something like that, or just your local hookup tax guy. Oh, my hookup man down the street, he'll do my taxes for like, $100, and I get a couple grand or whatever, right? But here's the thing. There's a big difference between a tax preparer, a CPA, a tax advisor, and a tax strategist. I named 4 different positions. Most people have no idea that there's a difference between these 4 different positions. And when you build through the help of a certified tax advisor, which I am not, but I have hired them, and I have one on retainer, they can help you to structure your business and your financial life in such a way that you're glad to pay them $3,000. Because wouldn't you want to pay a CPA or a CPA or a tax strategist $3,000 if they can save you $15,000 every single year? Like, that's a no-brainer. If you save $15,000 and then out of that $15,000 you pay them $3,000, you still walk away with $12,000, and that's $12,000 more that you would not have had if you did not hire them. That's $12,000 more that you can invest in your business. You can invest in yourself. You can take your family on a luxury vacation. You could take your family on a economical vacation and take multiple vacations off of $12,000. You can do a lot with $12,000, and this is every single year based on a $3,000 investment. And look at it like this. Even if you paid a CPA, say $3,000 every single year to save an extra $15,000 a year, net $12,000 a year, it's still worth it. So the other thing that millionaires realize is that there's a stark difference between price of products, services versus cost of products and services, right? The price of a cheap tax guy might be $100, $200, $300, $400, right? The price of a great tax strategist might be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. But what is the cost of going with the cheap guy, right? So millionaires realize the difference between price and cost. They recognize the power of understanding tax law, tax strategy. They understand the value of education, and they always put money away for retirement, because the goal is not to continue to trade time for money. Now, we all trade time for money in the beginning, and that's fine. But we want to shift and graduate and move beyond trading time for money, because that is not the winning strategy in the long run. So one of the things I did was, by investing $5 a day for a year, it was such a small amount of money. It was so easy to do. Like, who can't invest $5 a day? Now, granted, there's some people in really destitute situations that can't invest $5 a day. But I'll be honest with you guys. Most people in America can invest $5 a day. Most people in America waste $5 a day going to lunch, buying expensive coffees and whatnot. Don't get me wrong. Every now and then I do splurge, but I made sure that I got to a point where my splurging didn't impact my investments. You see, you can always outspend your income. Look at Mike Tyson, greatest boxer in history. No disrespect to Muhammad Ali, but I'll say one of the greatest boxers in history, at least one of which that I actually got to see boxing while he was actually still, in the profession. $400 million in income. $400 million in income. But once he stopped boxing, he basically was broke, had to file for bankruptcy. And so this is a great example. There's so many examples like Mike Tyson where people have outspent their income. So millionaires prioritize investing and saving over spending. The habits of millionaires are designed in such a way where they're always looking to reduce expenses wherever possible, increase and maximize their return on investment, their ROI. This is what millionaires do. This is literally what they do. And they hang out with similar-minded people like themselves, and they feed off of each other. Me and my brother, we do it all the time. We get together and we come up with phenomenal ideas. Because when you surround yourself with like-minded people, there's a synergy that happens, and it's very, very powerful. And just think, if you just built a network of other like-minded people, whether they're millionaires or not, if they're on their way to being millionaires, those are the people you want to have in your circle. But by investing $5 a day, it was so easy. I just had to do it. There was no excuse. So by investing $5 a day, I literally went to my Bank of America account and I set it up on autopilot. It was so easy. It was unbelievably easy. And I have a number of different brokerages: E-Trade, M1 Finance, Fidelity, Vanguard, all your favorites, right? But I literally picked one of these online investment brokers, and I scheduled a payment. It was an automatic payment. I forget if it was an automatic payment or automatic transfer or whatever the case was, but literally $5 a day, put it on a schedule for 365 days. I actually did it for longer than that. But when I first set it, I was like, man, this ain't going to do nothing. Man, watch out. So I went ahead and set that schedule. And it was such a small amount, I didn't really see it. But since I knew $5 was coming out of my bank account and going into my investment account, I was then more aware of my expenses. I became instantly more aware because I was like, well, I know I got $5 coming out every single day. Let me not waste $5 on this snack I might get at the cafe once a day. Let me bring my lunch to work instead. That little shift, and here's the thing, it was an automatic. Like, can you imagine becoming a millionaire on automatic? Millionaires are doing it all the time. Why? Because they're doing the thing. You don't become a millionaire overnight unless you're like a lottery winner, which is a very unrealistic way to become a millionaire. So millionaires become millionaires because they're doing the same things day in and day out that are inching them closer and closer and closer to their goal. It's like, being on a football field, 1 yard at a time, and eventually you're at the end zone. And so this is literally what millionaires are doing. They have created a plan like we talked about earlier in this video. And they're executing on this plan every single day. And they're surrounding themselves with people who are like-minded and ultimately encouraging them to continue to do what they're doing to get to the goal that they're trying to achieve. Goals are very important, very powerful, people. And by seeing $5 per day hit my brokerage account for investing purposes, investing was totally different than savings. With savings, it's like, I'm saving money, but, in a savings bank account, what are you saving for? Because if you're saving for something, ultimately, you're going to blow that money. But with investing, the goal is different. The goal is to see that account keep growing. And it was so motivational and so inspirational to just see that investment bank account keep growing. $5 a day. And then on top of that, once I started executing trades on this investment platform, the growth of the account began to compound faster, because now I'm adding dividend paying stocks to my portfolio. Stock prices and stock values are going up. They go down at times too, but between the stocks, the ETFs, the index funds, the mutual funds, the dividend payments, which, you know, I would set up the DRIP account so that they keep the dividend reinvestment plan going, so it keeps buying more shares with the dividends that they're paying me. So basically the stocks would pay me a dividend, and I'd be like, thank you for the dividend, buy me some more shares. So literally it's compounding the money at a more rapid pace. Also buying qualified qualified dividend paying stocks, which basically are taxed more advantageously than other forms of income. A lot of people don't know that. Talk to your CPA and your tax strategist. But understanding the loopholes and understanding the rules of the game help you to win the game that much faster, right? And when I invested $5 a day and I saw the progress that was being made, I was like, man, I want to accelerate this progress, right? So I started looking at different ways to make more money. How do I cut expenses so I could contribute more than $5 a day? How do I get this up to 10, 15, 20, 30, $100 a day investing? And that's what I did. Created side hustles, worked overtime at my job, invested in myself to increase my value in the workplace so that I can demand a raise. And if I don't get the raise that I'm looking for, there's 12 other companies banging on my door trying to get me to work for them at a higher amount. So whether you get paid, whether you're financially rewarded at your current employer or not, really doesn't matter. The market determines your value. If your employer doesn't see your value, the market will confirm if your employer is right or wrong. And if your employer is underpaying you, then leave. You know, you're not married to your employer. If you're worth 200 grand a year, if you're worth $500,000 a year and they're only paying you 100 grand, leave. If you're worth $100,000 a year and you're only making 40 grand a year, leave. But if you're making 40 grand a year and you're worth 40 grand a year, but you want to make 100 grand a year, then what you got to do is you got to start doing the things that will make you worth 100 grand a year. If you want to be worth 100 grand a year and you're only making 40 grand a year, think to yourself, well, who's making 100 grand a year that I know, and what are they doing? How do I get to be able to do what they're doing? That's literally what I did. But investing $5 a day was the driving force behind wanting to make more money. There was, you know, I saw the power of compound interest. I saw the power of the stock market. I saw the power of investing. I saw the power of investing in myself. I've made $1,000 investments in myself that have yielded hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's an unbelievable amount of motivation there. But I'm gonna go ahead. I want to hold you guys. This is my story. After investing $5 a day for over a year, this completely changed my life, and I'm very confident that it will change yours too.